Good morning. How's everybody doing today? Hopefully everybody's off to a great productive day. I've been getting a lot of questions about how I run my Lancelot M1630 DTF printer safely, and how do I vent it out of the room that I have it in. So in this video here, I'm gonna go ahead and show y'all my initial setup, and then what extra steps and precautions I took to make sure that I'm doing this in the safest way as possible. So for those who are new to the channel, I'm running the Lancelot M16 DTF printer. This is the M1630, and I'm running this setup for my t-shirt business. And so the safety precautions that the machine comes with, I'm gonna show y'all that right there, and what I did to ensure that I'm trying to run this as safe as possible. And I have mine set up in a room in my basement. So what's hazardous about doing DTF printing is two things. One is the DTF powder itself, which is this fine powder right here. And the second thing is when the transfers are baking in the oven right here. So that's the two hazardous things when it comes to DTF printing. The powder, because when it's getting shook up and baking and shaking, it is releasing particles into the air, which you will breathe in a confined room like this right here. That's why most DTF printer companies say make sure it's in a well ventilated area. And the second thing is from the baking process. So the DTF powder acts as an adhesive, and it sticks to the ink once your image is printed onto the transfer, and then it bakes it. So when it bakes it, then the fumes can be become toxic, and some people may be irritated with the DTF powder if it touches their skin. And so those are the common issues, or the common safety hazards when it comes to DTF printing. So the Lancelot, they do have some kind of safeguards on the machine itself. So right here, they do have the enclosed case with a DTF powder. You pour it in here, and it'll spin it around and shake it down into the other parts. So that does close up, which helps keep down with the particles getting in the air. And then it has this part here that comes out that helps keep it down. But of course, the particles still gets in the air. And the only thing it comes with is this vent hose right here. And so what you do is this vent hose goes on here like so. Oh, give me 1 second here. But it goes on here like so. So when you are heating up the transfers, you have that on there, and then you'll have it venting out. And so my initial setup when I first got it, I was using the vent hose, and I would take the vent hose and I would run it to my window right here. And that's how I had it set up. But didn't feel like that was the safest way after doing a lot of research. And so now I'm gonna show you how I run my my DTF printer now, the safest way. But I just want to show you. So it just comes only with that vent hose there, and I guess with the enclosed pieces here that try to keep the DTF powder from getting in the air and venting out from when you're baking the transfer. Okay, so one real quick note. If you are baking your transfer and you see smoke, that right there lets you know there's a problem. You should never see smoke when you're baking your DTF transfer. So that's one or two things. It's either you have the setting on your oven turned up too high, or you're either leaving the transfer in the oven too long. But you should never see no smoke when it comes to DTF transfer. And I can only speak on the Lancelot M1630 because this is the only DTF printer I ever own. But you should never see no smoke. Those are the two issues if you're seeing smoke. One, you got the oven turned up too high. Two, you're leaving the transfer in too long. And I have my settings set at 100 degrees, and if I'm doing a single transfer, I just leave it in there for 2 minutes. If you're running the production line, then it automatically keeps moving. But like I said, you should never see any smoke at all. And you do not smell nothing at all. So you really don't see nothing and you don't smell nothing when it's in the baking process. So anyway, let me show you my setup. So one of the first things I did was I have this vent right here. I close that vent. I do not open that vent. That vent right there stays closed. My room still stays warm in the wintertime and cool in the summertime, but I keep this vent right here closed all the time. So that's the first initial step that I took. The second thing I do is I open this window up, and I have the window cracked so it can vent out. Like I said, you do not smell nothing at all. There's no smell to it at all. But like I said, I'm only speaking on the Lancelot M1630. But I have my window cracked so this room can vent out. All right, so the next thing I did, this vent hose right here, this right here, I don't use this at all. So I had this put up. I just bought it back out to show you how I initially had it set up, but I do not use this vent hose at all. So what I use is I always wear a mask, regardless of all these extra safety precautions I took. I always wear a mask. Even with this setup that I had here, I was always wearing a mask over my face so I don't be breathing in the particles. So what I have is, and I will leave links in the description to all these items in case you're interested in it. But I have this right here, which is, I think I'm pronouncing it right, might be butchering the name, Koto. But this is a fume extractor. Like I said, no smoke should be coming out of your DTF printer when it's in the baking process. But just because you don't see it or because you don't smell it doesn't mean that it's not here and can cause you some harm. So it's best to be safe and take every safety precaution for you and your family. But what this does is it extracts fumes out. And so instead of me using that vent hose that I was using right there, I use this right here, and this right here has replaceable filters. And so what it does is I set it up right here on top of the baking oven, and it'll pretty much suck up the fumes or suck up any extra DTF powder that's coming out right in here and go into the filter and trap it in here. So how I normally have it set up is, so I have it sitting up there just like this right here. And that's the name of it right there, Koto. But once I'm running the bake oven in my production mode, anything that comes up out of the vent hose right there will go up in here and go into the filter. And oops, I have it set up just like that right there. And the transfer comes right out of here, up under here. But I can still lift it up a little bit. Don't try to lift it up too much. And the transfer will be under there baking. So that's one extra precaution that I took. So 1, I keep the vent closed. 2, I have that window right there open. 3, I have this fume extractor right here. 4, I wear my mask that I have back over there. And then my other steps that I took, I have 2 air purifiers that I use. So I have this small air purifier right here that I take and I set up in the windowsill over there to extract any of the bad air out right here. And then I have my big air purifier right here that I utilize too. And what I like about this one right here is that there's an indicator that lets you know how bad the air is. When you cut it on, there's a indicator light. There's 3 different colors on the indicator light. Red, meaning the air is contaminated and not good. And it detects something like a maroon color, lets you know that the air is kind of fair, or a blue color, which lets you know that the air quality is good. So I run that air purifier, and pretty much any air purifier will work in this situation right here. So those are the safety precautions I take. I keep the vent closed. I keep my window open. I got the fume extractor. I wear a mask, and I have 2 air purifiers, and that's how I'm running my DTF printer a little more safer than just the way it came, just because DTF printing is still kind of fairly new. And for me doing my own research, the toxic part is the DTF powder getting in the air and you're breathing it in, and then in the baking process when it's heating up the DTF powder. So hopefully this video helps you out when it comes to DTF printing. If you're new to the channel and you like what you see, consider subscribing to the channel, clicking that notification bell so you don't miss none of my future videos. And as always, thank y'all for watching.